Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Marvel Monday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Spider-Man retro-carded Hobgoblin. Thank you for watching this video or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just to help the channel out further, or both. That's cool too. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. As is our norm here on Digital Caveman Presents, we will start with a look at the packaging. And here we have Marvel Comics 4 and Up, Spider-Man and Spider-Man. Goblin Glider artwork that looks like the animated show Hobgoblin, which is supposed to look like the animated show, and I guess these lights are lighting it up. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. And here we have a nice big blister showing off the figure and his accessories. Nothing from the side, nothing from the side, nothing from the top, nothing from the bottom, because blister card. On the back, Marvel Spider-Man Hobgoblin, that same artwork from the front. And there's some line art illustration of Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin deploying an eerie arsenal of pumpkin bombs and razor-sharp bats from his goblin glider. The criminal mastermind Hobgoblin has Spider-Man constantly on his guard. Also look for the cross sales: Spider Armor Mark 1, Marvel's Hammerhead, Symbiote Spider-Man, Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and the Shocker. Each sold separately, subject to availability. Attention! Don't stick things in your French pie hole. Achtung! Small parts, don't put them in your pie hole. In all these languages. Recycled print, Hasbro print, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and the barcode. That, my friends, completes a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And first of all, handy dandy tweezers, we'll take a look at the accessories. And as you can see right here, a pumpkin bomb with a nice little face carved into it. It's made of translucent-ish plastic. And then it does have a paint out of the flame here on the top. It's molded, but you know, it's also painted there. And there's, you can see the face better on this side, although it's on, well, maybe it's not on that side. And there I go dropping stuff. Don't eat it, carpet monster. So nice looking little pumpkin bomb. Then we have his bag of tricks, man purse, although I wouldn't tell him that's what it was to his face. And then this, sorry excuse for a glider. This is just, it's way too small. Way too small. It does have some nice molded details on it. And the paint app's right there on the eyes. That's the only paint app, and that's fine. I don't know why I'm still hanging on to that. It's just way too small. Way too small. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Now let's take a look at the figure, and you know, he is more based on his cartoon appearance in the 90s Spider-Man cartoon than in the comic books. And, you know, I mean, he looks okay. He's not the greatest. I think Toy Biz actually did the best Hobgoblin to date. Although I am missing the Hobgoblin that they did before this one. So I don't know how much different he is. Not much, I'm sure, color-wise. I'm not sure if the mold is any different at all. For his articulation, looks like he's on the classic hinge and ball. But if you force it a bit, he can look up that much. And the hood seems to be a separate piece there. He can look down that much. He can't really chicken neck. He does have a little bit of waggle though, so that's good. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, full 360 degree rotation, and it goes out that far, about not quite 90 degrees. Cut at the upper bicep for a 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinned elbow. And the glove kind of gets in the way, so you can only get about that much bend. And the plastic is really bendy, so be aware of that. At the wrist, 360 degree rotation on an in and out hinge. And in and out hinge on the other hand as well. Classic Hasbro ab crunch. That far back. That far forward. And there is a cut at the waist. It is hidden by the belt, which is a separate piece. So you can slide that up a little bit and get some rotation out of there. 360 degrees worth of it. And then you can slide the belt back down, or you can leave it up, or, you know, however you wish to do it. Instead of moving it up, you could move it down, I suppose. At the hips, he gives you that much of the splits. Wow, that's pretty good there, Hobby. Kicks forward that far. Kicks back that far and gets stopped by his goblin butt. Cut here at the upper thigh for another 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinned knee, which gives you that much bend. And at the upper thigh there is a boot cut for another 360 degree rotation. Ankle tilt down that far, up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. Now, as I did say before, let's take a look at the glider. His foot's about to pop out of it. So, yeah. You missed the boat on, see how easy that just came off? That's just crazy. And, you know, the pumpkin bomb kind of sits in his hand a little bit. And that's about all I can say about that. So, not the best accessories for this guy. And the bag doesn't even want to stay in position. That, my friends, does it for a look at the figure and his accessories. Now it's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And we'll start things off as I have been with the rest of this wave. And I don't have the Retro Spider-Man, so here is Pizza Spider-Man. And I have a couple of Goblin comparisons to make. Here is one of my favorite looking ones. This is an old Toy Biz Hobgoblin. And yeah, some of the, you know, the leg joints look kind of crappy still, but the rest of the sculpt on this guy screams Hobgoblin to me. Actually, more, the colors and the sculpt actually say Hobgoblin to me more than the newer version. And I missed out on the newer, you know, he's the Hobgoblin they did before this one. I missed out on that one. But here is the non-retro Marvel Legends Hasbro Green Goblin. Here is a Green Goblin from Toy Biz that I think was in the Sinister Foes of Spider-Man 6-pack, I think. And to me, well, the body they used again, or used it before for Demogoblin. But the face, to me, you know, this is like they tried to base it off of some Alex Ross artwork. So, and here we have another Toy Biz Green Goblin, which so far this is my favorite Green Goblin. I did not pick up the retro one because of the eye issue, but even if I did, I think I like the sculpt and the eyes, especially the glider, even though this is a different glider than came with this Green Goblin, I think. But this is the Green Goblin that goes back in my display. And how does this Hobgoblin stack up with the rest of the wave? Let's take a look. Here he is with the Ben Reilly Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man. Spider Armor Mark I. The Shocker. And Hammerhead. And for our final Marvel Legends, making his cameo appearance, here we have Stan the Man Lee. And how does Hobgoblin compare up with other lines? Let's take a look. From G.I. Joe Classified Series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch comparison, we have from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. And that, my friends, completes a look at comparisons. For final thoughts on the Spider-Man retro-carded Hobgoblin, I'll have to say it's not my favorite Hobgoblin. I think, and I know it's supposed to be more based on the cartoon look of him, but I like my Hobgoblin with some darker oranges and the mask being darker. Just I don't know. He's okay. And as far as accessories go, the bag works good. The pumpkin bomb looks nice. This is a POS. If this is the best you can do for this figure, Hasbro, you should not have even included this. It's just like you're not even trying. It's way too small. Way too small. My Marvel Universe 3 3/4 Hobgoblin could use this. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if the foot pegs were a little closer, I don't know. It's too small. It's too small, and I don't like it. other than that, I really can't say anything else about this figure. I don't want to be overly negative because I know there are people out there who like this version because he's the cartoon version, but I much prefer the comic book version, and I would have passed on this one if I was able to get my hands on the previous release of the Hobgoblin to this, but I missed out on it. And secondary market prices are kooky dookie. Well, that does it for the review. I hope it helped you. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just to help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.